So I am guardedly optimistic this morning, and the reason is because Curtis Yarvin is scared. While he holds no institutional power, Yarvin is still the principal architect behind the ideological movement that's driving Trump and J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel and all of those people, and he is currently so sure that that movement is failing, that it is not succeeding in its goals, that he believes when it falls, he is going to have to flee the country for his own safety. I'm not saying the cavalry is coming. I'm not saying we don't have to fight. Nobody is going to save us but us. All of that is as true today as it was yesterday. But when you get panicked, when you want to freak out and run away because you think things aren't going well for you, Curtis Yarvin doesn't think things are going well for him either. And given how much he's invested in this, that's a pretty encouraging sign. Anyway, have a nice day.
Guys, I really think the tide is starting to turn. Curtis Yarvin, Peter Thiel's butt plug, the guy from Stanford that's the Antichrist that has somehow influenced every horrible human being in power today. Curtis has fled the United States, like Eric Adams style. Curtis wrote on X a 3-page manifesto of why he's leaving, essentially trying to say that, Trump hasn't gone far enough yet. And I'm thinking these boys have overplayed their hand and flew too close to the sun. And Curtis knows what's going to happen. He knows they're going to get destroyed in midterms no matter what they do. And he knows people are going to jail for this. This isn't the kumbaya Democrats and leftists anymore. The people that are terrorizing human beings right now need to go to jail. The architects of what's happening need to go to jail. And we're not settling for anything less. I can tell you right now, if Curtis thought all their plans were going to go down as scheduled, he wouldn't be fleeing the U.S.
It seems that MAGA are now having a taste of their own medicine. Like you actually was one of the propeller of everything that is happening. And right now you are fleeing the same place that you were actually propelling the whole thing that is currently happening. So now you're seeing the whole after effect of your own medicine, and now you are fleeing. So this guy has been on the forefront of the whole thing about MAGA and also pushing the whole narrative that people should vote MAGA. And now he's about to leave the US, or even have left, because not just him, a lot of people like him are now thinking that, this place is no longer for us, is no longer suitable. The whole idea of the whole white supremacy and all the things that they are currently doing is no longer favorable. We got to go. Well, guys, welcome back again to the YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So let's dive right in and see what people's reaction are as this guy tried to flee the US, to another country he feels is better. Then we'll come back with the commentary. Let me know what you all think in the comment section, and credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch.
I am not surprised that someone like Curtis Yarvin is making plans to flee the country. I called this. I said this many months ago, that people like him, people like the spaceman, people like Peter Cottontail are not individuals that you should be afraid of. All of these cowards that talk about dark enlightenment, creating this whole new society where democracy isn't real and where they take everything over and they run your life and tell you how you're going to live through their technology, was BS. The thing about people who talk like this nowadays, it should be a foregone conclusion. These people don't really have the stones to do the things that they say they want to do. They are fanboys. They are cosplayers. They are people who see these things as a wonderful fantasy to maybe we can make this happen someday in our lifetime. But they don't want to really get their hands dirty. They don't want to really get down in the mud and make the society that they say they want to make. But they promote this stuff. They promote it, they get people on board with it, they get themselves involved in politics, and they get influential people to support these ideas. And then it grows to the point where the law is being broken. Civil rights are being broken. Human rights are being violated. And the people who were championing this, the people who were cheering this on less than a year ago, now all of them are looking for a way to escape. They're all looking for a way out. But you're not getting out. You're not. This is what you wanted to build. But The point that I made many months ago is what's coming true right now. These people thought that we would be trapped in this country with them. But the reality is, they are trapped in this country with us.
What happens when the people who push the whole leftist ideas, who push the whole ideas that MAGA was the best option for a lot of Americans, decide to pack their load and move to other countries just because they are feeling uncomfortable with the whole ideas that they created? What happens to them when, all the things that they felt was going to happen to other people start happening to them in real time? What exactly do you think happened to them? They pack their load and leave. Like, these guys are now scared for everything that they felt was going to happen to other people coming to them. They thought other people were going to get affected most. They thought other people were the ones that are going to feel the impact of their decision. But somehow this decision came knocking at their door and say, you know what, you got to open. And now they are freaking out, packing their loads and moving to other countries where there is no fascism and there is more, access to opportunities, and where citizens are free to speak their mind and also get the attention of the government. This is the reality of some of these people, and Curtis Yarvin is one of those people right now.
I haven't read a piece of journalism that has made me feel this hopeful as this San Francisco Standard piece since before November 5th, 2024. So let's talk about it. This is Curtis Yarvin. This is the guy behind the ideology that this administration is pushing. Let's read an excerpt from his 2008 manifesto. So he's the guy behind the Dark Enlightenment movement. This is what all the technocrats follow. So here we go. The liquidation of democracy, the Constitution, and the rule of law, followed by the transfer of power to a CEO-in-chief like Steve Jobs or Mark Anderson. The CEO king could transform the government into a heavily armed, ultra-profitable corporation that could retire all government employees, kill the press, and incarcerate decivilized populations. I don't know if some of you may have followed me after my semi-viral post about technofeudalism. My ideas and pattern recognition were driven from those things, like that manifesto. Yarvin wrote a Substack entry talking about how his ideology is failing, that the Trump administration is not accelerating things. Yarvin's an accelerationist, by the way. We've talked about that on my page as well. The Trump administration is not accelerating things as quickly to his liking. If it stalls, it explodes and it fails. And in his Substack, he's warning everyone that's behind his ideology, that's behind this movement, to have a plan B by 2029. And he's considering fleeing the country because the second revolution, and he means the Trump revolution, is going to be so much worse. He talked about how in 2020, their attempt at an insurrection failed, but that revolutions get stronger. And that as the Trump movement dissipates, these people are going to come after him. And he's afraid of also being under Democratic persecution if the Trump administration loses the Congress to Democrats. And he's afraid. Good. As Trump has been in office for like 9 months now, I've said that this ends one of three ways, right? Like, at least for our country and our situation, that either things internally collapse because you have too many cooks in the kitchen, right? They're all using the same means. They're using Trump, his ideas, his movement, but they all have different ends, and they may internally collapse, which then brings us to a power vacuum, which is also super scary because what if somebody like Peter Thiel comes into place and says, okay, I'm taking over the country? Internal collapse, outside military force, but we're the United States of America. I don't see an outside military coming in, or the people rise up and resist. That he sees these things failing is good. That means whatever we feel like we're doing, whether we feel like it's powerless, that we're not doing anything, that we're not taking enough action, we are, because they feel like they're failing. This is good news. That means we need to keep up. We can't lose sight. We got to keep the public pressure on. We got to keep making these videos. We got to keep talking. We got to keep building community. And this just goes to show that even if you feel like this is little effort and little action and it's not doing anything, it is, because they're afraid and they see it failing.
So the MAGA hat and all MAGA merchandise is no longer there to save them. This is somebody who, was talking about this whole thing and was super excited that, they are taking up his ideas and running with it. And right now, he's feeling so bad that his ideas might just, who hit his own legs, right? And he's so scared and is planning to flee the country. Not only that, he's not advising other people that they should also consider that if you have another this thing, you can think about 2029 because who knows what is going to happen. Like, he is so scared. That's to show you that some of these people that actually, praise this whole thing that is happening actually knows within them that it is wrong. But they just push this agenda, not minding who is going to affect. But when it comes knocking at their own door, they decide to flee to other countries, right? Countries where there is sanity, the citizens are having fun, and the citizens have right to so many things like healthcare, like all the things that they are cutting, so many cuts nowadays, so many layoffs nowadays, and they are also planning to lay off more people during the shutdown. And a lot of people are, coming online to really freak out. And the one that is breaking the internet right now is this guy saying that he is thinking or considering to, leave or flee the country. Like, you want to leave a place where you legit plan the whole entire thing that is happening. You are your idea is what they are running with, and now you are thinking about leaving the same country that you wanted. You actually had the whole ideas that is playing out, the whole playbook that is actually playing right now. You were one of the orchestrator of it all, and now you are thinking of going to places where sanity and people's ideologies are welcomed and where the citizens are well taken care of. What happened to staying back in the place where your idea is what they are running with? This is just pure MAGA. This is exactly what MAGA have ever thought. They thought that this whole thing was going to affect other people, but somehow it's affecting them and they are not having it. Instead, they are feeling that, you know what, let's move abroad. So many people have come out to tell us how many MAGAs are applying for visas abroad, including asylum seekers, like moving to other countries just because they feel that their country is of no good right now. So the best is to move to other country. Well, guys, let me know what your take are in the comment section. Let's have that conversation. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Also, do drop your own thoughts in the comment section. Let's have it in the comment. Do well to like this video. Credit to all creators on this video. I look forward to seeing you all on my next. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you next time. Bye, guys.